Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, I'm playing the Tier 10 U.S. Destroyer Gearing. And why am I showing you this particular replay? Well, because it's come to my attention that a lot of the gearing games that I have been showing in replays recently do not have a CV.
Battle starts.
And as you can see, in this particular game, we've got Richtofen on the enemy team, and the fair and balanced FDR asterisk on the good guys team. And already the love for the CV ship type is evidenced in the chat box. Yeah, the FDR is, at least in my opinion, just a horrible addition to the game. Really should never have been released. To me, it creates what one of the major reasons that they said they wanted to do the rework, and then some. Because once that thing decides to drop you, there's nothing you can do. Nothing. Your AA is not going to help. Look at how many planes are in that squadron in the FDR. Once he picks you to die, well, that's pretty much it. Now, to be fair, the Richtofen is no slouch. If your ship is susceptible to AP damage, it is an absolute monster. And our FDR is just keeping the Grossovoy spotted for us, keeping him off the cap. So what am I doing? Well, as is often the case, I am trying to keep the bad guys from securing the cap in the area where I spawned. That really is kind of my primary focus. I can see that the enemy aircraft are at Charlie, harassing the other gearing on our team. We've got our Kleber out there doing some work way down there at H3. I've got some decent support here. I've got a Kremlin behind me, a Yamato behind me, a Hindi behind me, and Grosser Kurfürst is kind of moving this way. I've also got a Shima. I think we're going to probably be able to stop their push on this side. But we'll see. Looks like my initial torp spread is not going to meet with much success. And it looks like we've got either the Summers or the Grossovoy back in the cap. Wooster's pushed up. He's in radar range. I expect I'm going to get radared here any second. I'm really hoping one of our guys is going to blap him. But you can see those AP shells went after one of the battleships. Our Shima has just put himself right in harm's way. And there's the radar. Now the Wooster is just sailing broadside out in the open. Finally somebody targets the guy. I don't want to repair here because sure as I do, I'll get set on fire. And his radar is over, so I'll just keep wiggling a little bit for any shells that are already on their way. And I'll really hope somebody finishes off that Wooster. A lot of AP heading his way, and he's showing broadside to these battleships. It's all over for him. Alright, so the good guys managed to take out the enemy Wooster. That's a big help. I hated to fall back from the cap that far, but, well, if that Wooster had been a good shot, I probably would have lost upwards of half of my HP. Grossovoy's pushed around the side. He's got our Shima. Ooh, detonation. And just like that, the bad guys come back and take out one of our ships. Now this Grossovoy does all he can to make securing this cap challenging. And I do all I can to secure the cap. You can see that Summers is doing a little bit of work. Some torps that came from the south end of the cap. So I've got Grossevoy on one side, and I've got, well, maybe, was it Summers? Or maybe was it Holland? I wasn't paying attention to how fast they were, but okay, so Summers is center now. He's in the Charlie cap. So that had to be Holland. So I've got to angle up to his direction because he is by far more difficult to avoid. I mean, his torps, because they move so fast. Am I going to be able to get this cap? I did. Okay, got the cap. Now I just got to try and keep it. That's not going to be an easy task. You see Grossevoy is pushing up behind me. As soon as I get detected, I expect to take fire from him, and probably from the Holland if it's still in the area.
Smoke generator started.
I do land a torpedo on the Republic. There's some torpedoes coming in. I do not want to sit in this smoke. I'm going to have to get going, but not until I get a few shots on the Holland. I think those are his torps. I should be okay to put some shells in the air here for another probably 30 to 40 seconds. See if I can finish off the Holland. Maybe if I get some help. It's, at this range though, the Gearing's guns are pretty deadly. And that's it for the Holland. Okay, so I need to move.
Sunk an enemy destroyer.
As I'm expecting, we're going to probably see Grossevoy torps here. And I'll just throw out some preemptive torpedoes. And we managed to hang on to the cap. Meanwhile, looking at the big picture, good guys are down a Kleber and a Shimakaze. The bad guys are down a Worcester, Petropavlovsk, and a Holland. It's still anybody's game. We do have, at this point, well, now we're up
Our team is
10 ships to 8. And we've got a commanding roughly 310 points. I wouldn't say this game is over, but at this point we have a significant advantage. Now, have I single-handedly, been a star here? No, not really. All I've done is what I consider to be my job in a destroyer. I work to secure the cap. That's playing to the objectives. It's very important. Every second that we have, every 6 seconds that we have a cap, we're getting more points. You can see the other Gearing on our team. He's trying to do the same thing at Charlie. He's got the Summers and the Kleber there he's got to contend with. Grossevoy fell back. So now I can focus a little bit on some of these big guys. You can see the enemy Kleber is positioned to be able to support his Summers. I expect if they are successful at Charlie, they're probably going to be heading this way in short order. Now I put all my torpedoes out on Republic. We'll see whether or not I have any success there. But he's a crossfire threat for the team, so I wanted to make sure I did what I could to get rid of him. If you look at the mini-map, he is in a position to be able to get broadsides. Yeah, he's behind a rock right now, but that's subject to change. So I really need to finish off the Grossevoy here to be able to maintain this really great position that I've got, kind of center of things. So I'm going to work on trying to finish him off. I do land a torpedo, 3 torpedoes, and down goes Republic.
Enemy battleship sunk.
Taking a little bit of fire here. That was just a bad shot.
Problem solved, sir.
And that's it for Grossevoy.
Enemy destroyer foundered.
And here comes Kleber.
Our victory is in
Smoke screen set.
Now, at this point, Kleber has opted to stop where he's at. He does not want to push into the Delta Cap or anywhere near it. Still got a Thunderer out there on the flank. I think he's probably going to... You can see a nice comment from our Hindi there in the chat box. I think the Thunder is probably going to fall back. I can't imagine that he's going to push in, but in case he does, I need to dissuade him. Yeah, he's definitely turning. He's going to start heading the other way, so I'm going to try and deal with the ships on this side. No. Just waiting, being patient. As long as Kleber doesn't turn into me, I don't have to panic. So you saw that I put the sets of torps out at different angles. Why did I do that? Well, one, in the event that he turns in a little bit. If he does, maybe I catch him with one. And the second set was if he continues on more or less straight trajectory from where he was when I launched. Just trying to cover all the bases. So you'll see by the time they get to where they're going, they will have fanned out considerably, covering a pretty wide area. And you can really see it there. And that's probably going to spell the end for Thunderer. But we'll see. Pretty darn close. "25 seconds and I'll have torpedoes back up." I've been really lucky this game. I have not had to contend with aircraft. Gearing on our team that played center, he was having to deal with aircraft pretty much the entire game. And now that he's gone, I expect it's my turn. I've got 21 seconds till I have smoke back up. I'm going to get some dual purpose torpedoes here. I got Slava and Thunderer on more or less the same line. I'm going to spread them out a little bit. And the Kleber is almost dead. Their Thunderer takes out our Hindi. I might be able to finish off Kleber if he gets close enough. I don't want to get air spotted here. If I get spotted, I'm sure those battleships will change their course. Can't believe my luck at this point, just kind of watching what's going on. But we'll see. We'll see how this ends up. Right now we have a commanding lead. I mean, we got 929 points. They've only got 223. They've only got 5 ships left. We've only lost 4. This is pretty much over. So I'm going to say right now, thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.